So, good day. What we want to do now is we want to see how to pass parameterized function to a function in React. How to pass parameter to a function in React. Now, let's say I want to change this name to James. I would have had to do something like this. You can say I can call it change James. Change James. Then I'll get a function called change James. Then I'll say change name. James. So we want to change it to, let's say, Kenny. I would have had to do the same thing. Change Kenny. So then create a function called change Kenny. So let's see. The first one, if I click on this button, this will change the name to Taiwo. If I click on this button, this will change the name to James. If I click on this button, this will change the name to Kenny. Of course, we are changing this name in the three instances. But then instead of creating three different functions now, we want to make it possible to use a single function to do this. So you're going to be sending parameter to the function. Let's see how to pass parameter in React.js. In order to pass parameter, you can pass it here, like this. You can put it here like this. But then let's say if I pass Taiwo here now, then you can now say this is my name. Then I can now say my name. So what you're doing here is you are passing this to this, then change day will now be my name. So with that now I can easily remove this. I can just copy, paste, so I'll just change this to James. Then I'll change this to Kenny. But there's a problem with this. Although you expect this to work, this is how it would have worked in React. This is how we would have written it in React.js. But then there is an issue here. Remember I said whenever you place a parenthesis like this at the front of the function, React will automatically trigger that function immediately you get to the browser. It won't even wait for us to click on this button, and that's the issue. So what we want to do now is we want to solve that problem. We still want to pass parameter here, but then we want the X to wait for us to click on this button before calling on that function. So in order to do that, you use an arrow function like this. Put an arrow function here like this, arrow function here like this, and that solves that problem. This solves the problem. So with it now, this will wait for us to click on this button. It's going to wait for us to click on this button before calling on this function rename. But without using this arrow function, once we put a parenthesis the front of this, you have to not wait for you to click on it. In fact, it's going to run it immediately the browser loads, and that's not what you want. So let's go and run it. So I'll click on this. This will change it to Taiwo. This will change it to James, and this will change it to Ken. So let's proceed. Next is you want to see how to pass the event keyword in React.js. How to pass the event keyword. Let's say what I want to do is I want to get what is inside an input. The input. So inputs. This is how you write input in React.js. Or write it like this as a self closing tag like this. Write like this, but not like this. Not like this. So you can write it in full like this. Or you come here and place it and write it like this without this one. You can also write it like this. So this will work fine. So the one we used at that time. So whichever one you want to use, you can. Next, let's move on. I want to get whatever the user types inside this inputs, because in JavaScript we would have used the event keyword, and again we are still going to use the same thing here, but we're going to see how to pass the event keyword in React.js. So I can say on key up, or we can use an input. Then what we want to do is that we want to call on a function. That function will be the one to get whatever is inside that input for us. So let's do that together. I'm going to say const get value is going to be like this. So I cannot say a lot. I can say console log whatever the user types inside this input. So what we are doing is, as the user types inside this input, it's going to call on a function called get value. So let's put the function here, get value. So as the user types inside this input, it's going to call on this function get value, and it will log something to the console. So let's see how to go about that. But then remember, in vanilla JavaScript, we would have written something like this: event. But this is not how you pass it in React.js. Let's say this is how I would have written it in vanilla JavaScript, and I would have said e.target value e.target value. So we would have done something like this. But in React.js, if you want to pass this event, of course, since this is a parameterized function, you need your arrow function. So, but that's not how you put the event here. You put the event here. So I put in the event here. You can now pass it to this place. Then this will now send it as value of it. I come again. Since you want to put it here, you're going to use arrow function. Then the event will be here. You pass the event from this place to this place. Then you can now pass it to this place. So this is fine. Now this is how you pass event in React.js. So now with this, you're going to get whatever the user types inside this input and log it to the browser's console. So let's run it on the browser and see the results together. So let's see how to let's run it together. So as you can see, it's displaying it in the browser's console. So we're going to stop here today, and we continue from here in our next class.